There are a million places to live and a million reasons not to be here. Why are you here? Why Evansville? This is about those who left and came back and those who never left at all. So the show itself is capturing creatives, millennials, younger people, and people who decided to come back to Evansville to make sure this city, yeah, that guy, he's a cool guy. Tell me to fuck off, real cool. But it's to stop people like that. Let's try this again. My name is Rakestraw, born and raised in Evansville, Indiana, also known as the River City. I graduated from University of Southern Indiana with degrees in studio art, art history, and anthropology. I'm a young artist, writer, traveler, cultural enthusiast, and an Anthony Bourdain wannabe. I'm a current 24-year-old college graduate who is absolutely fucking clueless on his life choices. Where am I going? What do I want to do? How do I want to give my life purpose? And is my hometown where I really want to settle down? I came to the conclusion that the greatest thing I can do with myself is be able to give back to the community in which I was a product of. My city gets a bad rap for being lazy, backwards, and stagnant. So I decided to do a community-based project that could promote discussion and change through the various stories of all the individuals in my hometown. What is your voice and how do you want to be heard? Those are the people that I want to get on this series. The creatives, the dreamers, the realists, and ultimately I want to know what does it mean to be a leftover. We checked out New Franklin, which is an up-and-coming cultural hub east of Franklin Street. It's becoming more of this artsy, bohemian center of Evansville, with places like Tin Man Brewery, Lamasco's Bar and Grill, and PG. The first place that we checked out in New Franklin was Tin Man, which is Evansville's premier distribution brewery. I caught up with Nick and Sarah, the owners, and we discussed all things Tin Man.
I have a tough time remembering what was in here besides
I don't remember anything on this.
Shop.
Yeah, I remember Lamasco's being a hole in the wall before Amy, but other than that, nothing on the side of the
That's
tracks.
That's when me and my friends used to go to Lamasco, was when the Hamiltons.
Yeah.
Sportsman's was our main.
Everyone, yes.
Yeah.
Sportsman's is Evansville's bar.
Yeah.
The city knows that.
Yeah.
Why did you leave Evansville?
I went to art school.
Yeah.
And just really wanted to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
I was actually born in Skokie, Illinois, and immediately moved to Evansville. So I wasn't born here technically, but I, spent my entire life.
Cool.
She had been in the music scene
Sorry.
too. She had worked at some other venues in Indianapolis.
I worked at the patio when that was still open, and that was a cool little dive bar that'd been open for 30 years, and they had acts, but they were also tied to the Vogue.
Yeah.
It was a great experience there. But yeah, and then we'd met, so up in Indy.
How did he pitch to you, like, hey, move to this smaller city?
Well, by that point, we were married and we had a son.
Uh-huh.
And our family's from here. His parents are from Evansville,
Yeah.
and my parents are just from an hour north.
Mm.
So in Indianapolis, we didn't have family up there.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have our son be closer to his grandparents, so it just made sense.
So then what was the light bulb moment of Evansville needs a brewery?
When I came back here, when we had left, we had sort of seen the beginnings of craft beer really taking off in Indianapolis. It was right when Sun King, which is one of Indiana's biggest breweries now, had opened. Flat 12 had just opened. You were starting to see craft beer on shelves, which was crazy,
Yeah.
Moved back to Evansville, and there was nothing besides, the local homebrew association that was making their own, which is, where I came from. I, started as a homebrewer and self-taught and learned everything I could about homebrewing. My first thought was, well, what can I do to bring it back? Because Evansville's roots was from beer. I mean, we had one of the biggest breweries in the United States here.
It was
Sterling. Yeah, Sterling
Yeah,
Brewery. It's massive and has a really long history.
Sterling.
That was torn down in '97 which was right when I graduated high school. And I had all my life passed by that brewery, and it had been open, and it was still at least doing something. And after '97, they tore it down, and there was nothing here anymore, and no brewery culture. So it was kind of important for me to bring that back to Evansville. Something different about somebody that lived here their entire life and started a business, and a cookie cutter that comes in and plops up a place down.
Yeah.
And I think we're hopefully seeing a move to, that, where it's local people starting local businesses, and hopefully we really see the people start reacting to that in this community and supporting it.
And I don't think that's just an Evansville phenomenon.
I don't think it is either.
I think a lot of people, especially younger generations, want to come back to their home. Like, they get the thoughts in their 20s, like, oh, this place sucks, I need to leave. I've experienced that. Everyone at this table has experienced that. Yeah. But now you're seeing all the kids who want to come back, want to be with their family, want to support the community. Because I think we understand the idea of local and the idea of community and sharing and stuff like that.
Right.
It didn't take long after we moved here to really see it start.
See the ball roll.
Yeah. And now, I'm pretty proud of what the local people here are doing.
Yeah.
And, people are talking about the local restaurants and that wasn't a thing when I was growing up. So.
Across the street from Tin Man is Lamasco Bar and Grill, or to locals, it's just simply known as Lamasco's. It's a great place to have a bite or catch a regional act. Or you can be a little adventurous like me and get Lamasco'd with a shot of vodka and Red Bull.
Illinois, it's just like Franklin Street. They try and build 1 million mega bars down there, and Franklin Street blows up on its own.
Yeah.
This town has plenty of things to do. You just have to care about it.
Yeah. So how could our generation combat the baby boomers? how did you say it? It was,
we will fix what the baby boomers messed up for us.
Back across the street is PG Cafe. It's what I would consider the core cultural phenomenon here in Evansville. PG is a 3-in-1, a music venue, an art gallery, and organic foods cafe. Locally owned by Todd Huber, Todd wanted to create this all-welcoming, forward-thinking atmosphere in Evansville. I think if you're a regular in Evansville, PG might seem a little weird, or this foreign place on the surface. But once a person gets comfortable with an alternative scene and culture, plus just simply great food, PG can start to feel like another home to some of us here in Evansville. Since the owner, Todd, was unavailable for a camera interview, we did the next best thing and got answers off camera, which we will now display through an artistic interpretation.
After looking to start a similar type of space in Portland, it dawned on me that Evansville definitely needed a space like this far more than Portland, and that, by moving back, I could be around old friends and family and help the quiet music and art scene in Evansville grow. More or less, there were many artists and musicians here in Evansville that needed space to display/perform, whereas there is already an overabundance of that kind of opportunity in Portland. I would love to see PG sustain itself economically, and inspire artists and musicians to continue to play, grow, and succeed. I would love for PG to continue to be a place where people can be comfortable, no matter who you are, excluding racists, bigots, and the like. And hopefully it can evolve to afford larger acts for music shows, while still supporting the local scene. I think Evansville is a sad and beautiful place. It is home to a great deal of disaffected, frustrated, and anxious individuals, and also home to some of the most amazing/creative artists and musicians that I've ever witnessed. When I was 18, back in the late 90s, it seemed like the only way to find comfort or success as a creative individual was to leave this town and find it elsewhere. I no longer feel like this is the case. I am proud to call Evansville my home.
Tonight at PG, Thunder Dreamer was playing a show. They're one of Evansville's most popular bands. I caught up with them after their set, and we talked about their connection to the city.
The best shows are always when we come back here. You can't beat it. It's like your habitat, and
there's something really special about sharing this kind of like emotional scenario that we're put in with people that we know and care about too. You know, compared to strangers, like we're looking at our friends when we play this stuff. You know, and you just feel it.
Does that help the energy of the show?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then elephant in the room question would be like, why are you guys headquartered in Evansville? Why? Okay, so like, why the fuck would you not go to Nashville and try to start this band? Why would you not go to Chicago, other regional cities? Like, why Evansville?
Because I don't want to have to pay for rent. And like,
it's really cheap to live here.
Evansville is a cheap place to live. It's where I'm from.
Family, friends.
Other cities look cool, but I don't feel like doing it.
I've been there. You know, I moved out of Evansville, and it just made me appreciate it more. It made me appreciate the small town vibe and the fact that you can be in a place and it's a little bit easier to grasp the whole scene. You know, it's like you go to a bigger place and it's 10 times more problems.
You were in Austin.
I was there for a while, and it's just whatever. It's the same thing, but harder. You can do anything from anywhere, in my opinion.
Well, with the internet.
As far as this,
As far as like networking and the use of the internet, you can literally do anything from anywhere. It doesn't matter where you're from or where you're located at. It's all about the amount of effort you put into it.
So, okay, that would be my last question is, does this region, the city, influence the sound at all?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
How so?
the cicadas in the summer to people talking shit to you.
Cicadas?
No,
The sound of the Ohio River.
Everything for me. But that's just me. But
I feel like especially
just
with the new songs for sure.
The new songs sound gorgeous.
We made most of these like during the really shitty, gray, cold, crappy winter months, and it almost seemed like it was hard to find inspiration, but we actually turned that difficulty into inspiration. That's what most of these songs came out of, I think.
It's also a lifetime of that feeling too. You know, we've had to grow up.
We weren't necessarily in a good mood while we were writing any of these songs.
So this is the story of why did you decide to settle in Evansville? This is asking, what does it mean to be a leftover? And I would say that I'm a leftover, and I'm damn proud to be one. So why the fuck are you here?